Are you one of the 5 million people affected by a common skin disorder? Hi, my name is Randy Davis, and today I'm going to talk to you about alopecia. Now first I'll give you a little definition so we're kind of on the same page. Alopecia is a common autoimmune skin disease resulting in the loss of hair on the scalp or elsewhere on the body. This affects about 2% of the worldwide population, so that's a lot of people affected by this skin disease that I knew nothing about until 6 months ago when I was diagnosed. There are 3 different kinds of alopecia. There's alopecia areata, which is the most common. It affects a lot of people. It may be one small spot on your scalp that falls out, comes back, falls out. A lot of times it's the same spot, and sometimes it's multiple spots, usually on the scalp or beard. Again, that's the most common kind. Then there's alopecia totalis, and of all alopecia sufferers, it only affects 1 to 2% of those sufferers. So it's kind of rare, and that affects the entire scalp. You just lose all of the hair on your scalp. The most rare is alopecia universalis. It affects only 1 in 100,000 people. And that's what I have, and that's hair loss on the entire body. No eyebrows, no arm hair. I haven't shaved my legs in 9 months, you know, that kind of thing, which is kind of a little blessing in disguise. But let me talk to you about some causes, though. I'm getting off the subject. Genetics plays a big part. Most sufferers have gotten it from relatives. You know, it's passed down through the generations, and usually, if that's the case, it manifests itself around 10 years of age. The other way is underlying health conditions, which evidently is what caused mine because I've never had any trouble, and thyroid disorders. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune disorder in the thyroid gland. That makes you susceptible to other autoimmune disorders, which is what alopecia is. And anything can trigger it. A flare-up, stress. They say a lot of times it's caused by stress. So anybody can get this disorder. So you may want to know a little bit about it for the future. You never know if you're one of those people. How it works is alopecia actually disrupts the normal hair growth cycle. The hair follicles are actually attacked by your immune system. So by the time they get to the surface of your skin to break through, they're consumed by your immune system. Deep down in your pores, they're still trying to grow. They're still down there trying. That's why sometimes hair may come back in and fall out. The course of the disease is different from person to person. There's no standard. You never know when it's going to come back. You never know if it's going to come back. And if it does come back, it may fall back out. There are a lot of different people that it affects. I feel that I've dealt with it fairly well. I'm comfortable not wearing a wig. I never do. I go to the grocery store, I go visit family, I go to school, obviously, and most of the time I don't wear the wig unless I feel that it's professionally necessary, because sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, and I'm aware of that. Even though I'm not uncomfortable, other people may be. So today I'm just basically using myself as a visual aid for the subject matter. So that's why I'm not wearing a wig today. But there's no real treatment either, is the only problem. There's some topical immunosuppressants, steroid injections. None of it's proven to work. People have tried vitamin supplements. There's a lot of different kind of stimulus that's supposed to help your hair grow, but when it's autoimmune, there's no guarantee. There's no real knowledge of the actual cause, and a lot of times they don't really exactly know how it's working on each individual person. There are a lot of studies. Columbia University actually is doing a study now on the genetic form, breaking down genes and what are more likely in these people and what are more likely in people with these different genes that all are similar. There's no evidence yet that there is a cure. There's not even a treatment. I found a lot of information though on the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. That's NAAF.org. And that's where all my information came from today. The definition, some of the statistics, they all came from that website. It's very informative. I actually signed up for their newsletter. There's a lot of information. People that have alopecia can actually find help dealing with the social ramifications of hair loss, because this is a society driven by appearance. It is. There's nothing we can do about it. It's not going to change, and a lot of people have trouble dealing with that. They say that children, on the website, there a lot of information about how children from the ages of 13 to 17 have the most difficulty because they're always scrutinized by other children, and children are cruel to each other. I would hate to have had to deal with this when I was younger, because I wasn't always so sure of myself or confident. I was a very meek child, so it would have been difficult for me. So if you know anybody that has alopecia, or if you're around, I know it's uncomfortable, because for me to see somebody else bald when I had hair, I didn't know how to act. I didn't know if I was supposed to act a certain way, or if I just was supposed to act like I didn't notice. Just, you never know how someone is going to react. So just fill it out and make them feel as comfortable as possible, and let them know that you're there as a friend if they need you. And if they need any more information, the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, again NAAF.org, is a very informative website. I hope you found my information fun and informative. So have a good evening.